I'm also going to start recording to the cloud.
No, not yet.
What?
He said not yet.
Oh, okay. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, hello. Oh, wait, I can't say that anymore. It's racist.
Say whatever you want, woman. We don't care.
All right. All right. All right, man.
That's right, woman.
Woman. Whoa, man. Remember that? What was that movie? Was that Austin Powers? No. That was the other Mike Myers movie. Remember?
She's a
So I
man,
Married an
baby.
Axe Murder.
Oh
Remember? So I
yeah,
Married an Axe Murder. That one's funny too.
I never watched that one.
yeah. It's based in San Francisco, supposedly.
It's funny. That's a funny one.
Was he supposed to be the axe murderer?
No, his wife, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Number 137. We have one person watching. It might be me.
It's somebody.
Somebody.
So wait, back to so I Married an Axe Murderer. Does he end up living or?
Oh boy. Back in the day, you only used to watch a movie once, right?
I never, yeah, but I never watched it, and I don't really care to watch it now, so I just have it spoiled for me.
You're gonna have to.
Oh,
read
but
it
it's
on
one of
the
those. It's one of
IMDb.
those movies like where you just have to watch it once and that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Was it that? Wait, was it like bad quality or was it just like gruesome?
No,
to the
I
point?
remember.
no.
Very funny.
Not
okay.
he was like wasn't he like a poet or something? There's
Yeah,
a
that's
scene
what
where
he. That's what he said. Whoa, man,
yeah.
woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was funny back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of his movies. Just like I guess he's not making them anymore, right?
No.
After The Spies Who Shagged Me.
He did. I don't know. He did one or two. He did the love. He did like the Love Guru or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Those were funny. My son loved those movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably inappropriate, but yeah, he did.
Although he also he did that one small role in was in Glorious Bastards. He was like
Oh yeah.
yeah. I think on the Nazis. I think I'm not sure. It's been a
You thought I
while.
was saying hola. I was saying holla
Holla.
on the chat.
Holla.
Oh, we have no monkey's uncle this week.
Give it time. He'll show up in a bit. He usually shows
Alright.
up late.
All right.
Hello. What? Who? What?
Hello, mate.
Can I record to the cloud now?
No, not yet.
All right. We are live though.
I get that you're anxious because we have all that free space again. But
Hello, Mindy.
what's up, Mindy?
Did I get it on?
Let's see. Episode 137. Good.
$137, and we are up to 110 subscribers, y'all.
Great job.
Everybody that comes over, hand me your phone and never watch this, whatever you do. My girlfriend asked me today, she's like, send me the link. I was like, okay, I will.
Did you?
No, I did not.
Why not?
I don't know that I want everybody all in my business like that. I mean, I guess I should.
Yeah, you don't want your neighbors like. If you could like, what do they call that? Geofence.
Yeah.
You just don't want your neighbors, like anybody that might teach your children one day.
Right. Yeah. She's kind of my mentor type lady. Like she's really influential in my life. So I'm like, should she hear me talk drunk? I mean,
I would say yes, but that's very
okay,
easy for
I'll
me
send
to
it to
say.
her. Yeah.
That's
super.
but
send
yeah,
it.
okay. Yeah.
I'll
All right.
send it.
There's a pretty major
live.
disclaimer, right? I tried to.
Yeah. Robbie's gonna tag me in something and I'll just go ahead and mention it, right? Robbie Spotlight.
Yep, like always. I'm
I
always
guess I don't
tagging.
really, man. I wish I could understand Instagram or TikTok, but no. Too much.
Yeah, I'm
Too
always
You
always
said
tagging.
too much. Is it in my messages, Robbie? It says mentioned you in their story. Add to story.
Yes.
And then if I add that to the story, Robbie, do I need to put another link on it?
I think you do.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can do that.
Cool.
I'm super good at this stuff. Oh. Well, look at me. I talked all that shit and I don't know how to do it. Just kidding. Hopefully this is the right link. Let me. Right, that is. Go here. Add link. All right.
We ready, supposedly?
Robbie,
Got my curling iron fixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a table saw yesterday.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah. I'll lose some digits this
Is it
weekend.
to cut your free firewood?
Oh no. No, it's to build stuff.
from the free firewood.
I
Nice.
cut that my hand,
Mhm.
FYI.
Watch
Your
out
wife.
now.
With a,
I
with
hope she's
a
got a YouTube channel of her own, but she's like recording this
bow
stuff.
saw.
It's actually her.
I have been
reacting-
getting more attention, with that. Been out in the backyard a lot with a bow
Yeah.
saw, just sawing away at wood.
They say when you make a woman feel secure, the way
Yeah.
make them happy.
Get my axe out.
Yeah. Safety.
Do a lot of
Right.
stretching.
A lot of stretching.
Hey, don't interrupt me. Come on. Yeah, just kidding.
Go ahead, stop recording the audio, Chris.
Let us record to the cloud. All right.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Endless Ranters. Welcome back for episode 137 of your Endless Ranters podcast. Thanks for listening, watching, and subscribing. We truly appreciate the support. My name is Chris, and I'm one of your hosts for this evening. I'm joined by the one and only Robbie Spotlight. What up, Robbie?
What's up, homies?
What up? What up to you, my homie? And it's America's favorite soggy mom, Quana. How you doing?
Hey. Good.
Hey.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Exactly like you said. It's good. And then there's the man with the plan. It's producer Manny. What's going down, old man?
You could pry my stove from my cold steel pans.
Never, man. Never. I will be there to defend your. How many amendments are there in the Constitution? 21 or something. I don't know. Whatever it is, we need to add one more to protect your right to a gas stove, Manny.
Well, not just mine. This isn't just for my sake. It's for all Americans' sake.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But yours a little bit more yours.
I'm doing well. It's good to be here. It's good to be in front of everybody. It's good to hang with everybody at the happy hour. And shout out to Uncle Joe. He's going through recovery.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Cool. Yeah.
Uncle Joe got a new liver. We are so happy for him.
We're not talking about, we're talking about the good Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The one that doesn't take his work home with him. Gotcha.
Yeah. Our inner circle, Uncle Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It's been, I mean, they're turning on him, obviously. It's comical to see, but, it's been a bad week for the Bidens.
Yeah.
I love, this one isn't what we were going to start with, but I love Donald Trump, he just did his own crimes. You know what I mean? He just did his own financial crimes, and like, obviously he used a lawyer, but like he just got his own lawyer and did his financial crimes and fraud, whatever. Like Joe Biden was like, nah, I'm gonna use my crackhead, crackhead son that's obviously got mental problems. It's been in rehab. I'm gonna use him to do my crimes. Like, I don't know. Like maybe Joe Biden's smart. Like, yeah, like in the political world, they're like, I wonder who's smarter.
Yeah. Crazy like a
I
fox.
wonder. Yeah. It is wild. And then like there was some story like that something about where Hunter Biden signed some document where he said he paid close to $50,000 a month in rent to his dad.
Yeah. Like a loan document, right?
It was, yeah, it's a really like to be fair, it's like an well, it's official because he signed it, but it's kind of a document that many people would falsify, but he falsified it in a big way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it looks,
you inflate your
from
income
what
a
I've
little
seen,
bit.
it looks like he does everything in kind of a big way.
You inflate your income a little bit, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's very strange. Yeah. But just got swept under the rug.
Yeah, the silence is really loud.
Yeah.
Really loud.
I
Just
don't
the
know,
same people that were so upset about things that aren't nearly as upset. Weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and I'm laughing because I don't really think it's that, big a deal, but like he's like, well, this is just, this is just oversight. Like this was not my house. These were not in my house, but it's like, it wasn't his house, but it's in his detached garage from his house, which just means he's got a huge house. Like, that's not my house. Like, oh, it's the detached 2-story 4-car garage next to your house. Like that's technically 6 feet away, And then like, he's like, but no one ever, it was secure, it was locked. And then there's like a campaign video of him backing out his Corvette from the garage.
Yeah. So funny.
Which shows the boxes. And then he's like, yeah, but it was just me, secured. And then he's like, no one ever had access. And then there's a video that they found on Hunter Biden's laptop where he's seen in this Corvette backing out of the garage with like some hose in the car with him. Yeah, it's like, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. They will have no doors. I'd say they're not going to have any doors kicked down, but I don't know. Like if Biden was like to say, no, I'm going to definitely run in 2024. Like I think he might get some doors kicked down over this kind of stuff. Like they don't want him. They want him out of here. They want him to be a temporary fill-in anyway.
So who's going to be the next replacement, you think?
Newsom.
I don't know.
Gavin.
No,
Gavin.
Newsom would be he's the conventional wisdom, as they'd say, but and I'd say I mean like all the POSs in Washington, D.C. and the national press that just like kind of, treat politics as a sport, as like the NFL, as like ESPN commentators do the NFL. They just treat it like a just like just this, whatever disconnected piece of entertainment. That's how they treat it.
Well, lately they've been mentioning like everybody's age, which they don't really say their ages a lot, but they're saying, like they're 84, they're 82, 80. Like, so, I mean, he just seems like the obvious choice because he's still, a younger man, if you will.
Yeah. I think he's good looking enough to where they get away with like he's not a woman and he has there's barely any tint in his pigment.
Right.
Like,
yeah. It's just weird how California is so obsessed with him, even though he's just kind of, the whole state has been, I don't know, weird. The whole thing is weird.
yeah, it's like, it's like, yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Everybody's just
you
living
can't make
short
sense of it.
term, day to day. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
If there's like a chance you might get something free, in a couple weeks, like, I'm willing to listen. Someone else had to pay for it, but whatever. I don't know them.
Yeah.
I just want
They're just my
to go
grandkids.
back down.
My grandkids will pay for it. I don't really know them yet. My great grandkids, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever.
I might know them, but I'll be pretty old by then. So whatever.
They'll be of hardy stock.
Yeah, they can pay. They can pay off my college loans.
Nah, man, you're gonna be uploaded to the cloud, so you just interact with them from the other side of the
Oh, I'll
ether.
just troll them from the
from the great
Yeah.
beyond.
hell yeah.
Pay my bills, little brat.
I'll create like all kinds of fake Facebook accounts because I'll have just all kinds of time on my hands.
Yeah, just making deep fakes after deep fakes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, delete this
I
part
love it.
later. Delete that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You end up like what is it, making a lucrative business for yourself, making all sorts of deep fakes for everybody.
That's that show Upload on Amazon Prime. There's
I've
2
never
seasons
watched
of it. It's
that.
very it can inspire a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, a lot of like joke ideas or real ideas, whatever. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
They say that they're showing us stuff in movies, but so that when the things happen, it's not so shocking. You've already seen it. You're like, oh, that was in Day After Tomorrow or whatever
It is
the names of the movies are.
it is either an amazing phenomenon of human existence or proof that we're in the Matrix, that these ideas happen, like that science fiction is a predictor, like that, like 50 or 60 years ago, as soon as like an engine was created, some futurist, some science fiction author, some creative person was like, I'm gonna take that engine and like blow off into space.
Right.
And then eventually, like 50 years later, like there's like regular space travel, and like it inspired something. And yeah, it's either like it's an amazing phenomenon, like what people imagine, like we make it come true.
Yeah.
Nanotechnology, like someone invented like the first machine, and someone was like, I wonder how we can make that smaller. And there's always going to be someone that's going to want to try to make that machine smaller. And
all of it's wild.
Or we're in the Matrix.
Yeah. Or none of it's real. And
you need to find the key maker and, Trinity, and, learn how to jump over buildings and dodge bullets.
Got to find Trinity. Okay. Got it. Making notes.
Have you ever seen The Matrix?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Don't you find it? That's the girl, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the girl. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've recently seen The Matrix. I haven't seen it when it was out, but I've seen it recently.
It's a classic.
Oh man, I saw it when it first came out, and that was like, that was kind of
I still trip out over the fact that was 20 some odd years ago, 23 years ago, 24 now.
Yeah.
I block out the fact that they made 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, whatever the hell they've done now. Yeah. The first one was okay.
Hey,
don't get me talking about The Matrix.
Well, since we're on the subject matter of movies, I have a question for you that was spurred on by today's, the most recent ACS, the developments from Rust. If you had the opportunity to watch these 3 films, which would you? Well, if Rust, was completed, because it's surrounded in so much controversy. Rust, The Day the Laughter Died, or that latest Batgirl that got shelved immediately after it was a completed filming.
What's The Day the Laughter? What's that second one?
The Day the Laughter Died. That's that Jerry Lewis one where he's like the clown in the concentration camp.
Oh,
so if you had an opportunity, if you had the opportunity to watch Rust, The Day the Laughter Died, or that Batgirl movie that was recently,
which would Batgirl?
2. Number the middle one, the Jerry Lewis movie.
Me too.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, out of curiosity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is out of
definitely
like
not
most
Rust.
curious. Like Rust, I feel like, well, what's going to happen is when that comes out,
if it ever comes out.
Yeah, there'll be articles that. Well, I'm sure right now, like the script is probably like part of court documentation. But when it comes out, there are going to be so many articles telling you exactly how the movie goes, which goes with a lot of movies these days, where it's like, okay, I don't really need to see that, and
gotcha.
Feels kind of weird. And then what was the first one like? No, the last one was the weird remake.
Batgirl.
Oh yeah, that Batgirl. Yeah.
Like they got to knock this shit off and start coming up. Like if you can't come up with your own idea.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I know how like there's a copyright, like after 50 years or whatever it is, the 75 years, the copyright goes away and it's public, whatever domain.
Uh-huh.
There needs to be the same thing. Like after like 50th year after Scooby-Doo was invented, no one gets to like bastardize the like franchise and like you got to stop.
Mhm.
Like you got to stop. Like people can use the footage
Mhm.
without the copyright infringement, but people have to stop trying to use it to make modern shows because it's such a. That's my major objection to that. To like the new Velma, I guess Mindy
Yeah.
Kaling's in a lot of hot water or a lot of hot water and a lot of money over this show. Like, I think the main problem that people have with it is not like the wokeness or anything. It's like the lack of creativity.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently,
It's like you're taking something that was once creative and good and like got a good thing about, and you're just using that to make money, whether it's
Right.
wokeness or whether you're trying to sell, like, use something classic to sell your religion or whatever it is. Like, you're just using something old to sell something new. That just feels cheap to me.
It kind of reminds me of there's gonna be a new what is it? The Grease, the pink ladies, what do you call them?
Oh, man.
The Grease
Aren't they
ladies.
the pink ladies?
Uh
They
yeah,
are the pink ladies, right? That's
Right?
their name? Yeah.
I think so. Okay.
You would
okay.
know. One of us was in the Grease
The-
performance in high school. It
Yeah,
was
the
What
pink
I'm
me.
ladies.
saying is, like, after a certain time, like, no more remakes, no more
Okay.
reimaginings, no more,
Yeah.
no.
Reboots, all that shit.
Okay,
No.
so Grease, right? So Rise of the Pink Ladies. So it takes place apparently 4 years before the events of Grease. Okay, 4 years before the events of Grease. It's going to come out in April. It's a prequel to a series, I guess, to the original movie. So of course, in the series, there's going to be, you got your like Hispanic girl, you got your Asian, you got your black girl, you got your white girl, you got your nerdy girl with glasses, and then it's like the multicolored 5 pink ladies. And this happens 4 years before the events of Greece. Didn't Greece take place like in the 50s when it was all like kind of white and everything?
Yeah.
So now
Segregated. Yeah.
segregated. So now we have a multicolored thing. You can't tell me that this is believable where the pink ladies, we got, black, white, purple, red, white, and blue. Woohoo, come on. It's like, dude, really? And of course, I'm sure they're the outcasts, they're the freaks, but at the end they win. And
But if it's a prequel, shouldn't it be about the same women? Like, shouldn't there be a Rizzo and a
Yeah, like who thought of this as an idea to execute? And was just like, yeah, people want this. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
I don't
No
know.
one's asking for this.
No,
I think it's a bunch of dummies that are just trying to like make money or do something, but they don't realize the part they're playing in like erasing history, like just erasing reality, like erasing what things used to be. Like, so I mean, to fairness to them, they're not really thinking about it on that level. They're just thinking about what their boss wants and like what, like how they can get a car and make their payments or whatever. But like they don't realize their place in, like what role they're playing. So it's really strange. Yeah, it's really strange. These erasures, whatever.
Yeah, Patrick on the comment says public domain gets set aside for big companies. You think Greece might have? I don't know. It's got some rights. Is that what we're talking about?
Well, on this subject, I'm kind of, we kind of got into this thing I've been thinking about. I think I sent you guys a couple messages about it earlier in the week. Like this idea where we're telling Hollywood how to be, and they're telling us how to be. Kind of, it's like maybe we just to me, it's like, you know what? If you all want to do your freaky whatever, just all right, fine, whatever. I just don't want to like buy it. I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do our own thing. And it's like, instead of like banging your head against a brick wall saying, why are you a brick wall? Like, instead of like trying to change the human condition, just, and like, be like, you shouldn't do this or that. Just do your own thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's like,
Well,
not to
I
get
mean,
into
we
whole,
show them with
yeah.
our dollars. We show them with our dollars, right? So if we're
Yeah,
not
for
into
sure.
it, then don't go. Don't
Yeah.
show up.
Well, part of it is like there's like there's a weird gray area, and I've been thinking about this a little bit this week, and it's like I love Adam Carolla's show and Adam Carolla and like what he does and what he says and his whole attitude and his whole approach. And I also watched watching Tim Cast and like his approach, but they're connected in a way, but they're different. So they're connected in like they both would agree on a lot of these cultural things and like what they think is good or bad, like
Mhm.
what they think is a good direction or bad direction. But they're kind of different in that like Adam is more like the human condition should change, like everybody should change.
Yeah.
When it's like everybody's not going to change, man. Like the human condition is not going to change. Like Hollywood's not going to change. The industry, the business of like entertainment is not going to change.
Right.
But you can kind of carve out your own area and like stop yelling
The-
at them to change and just create your own.
The parallel economy or whatever it's called, the parallel.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, right or wrong, like, okay, that seems to me like a good outlook on things. Like stop getting angry at the, the industry
Shit
for
that
just being the
is.
industry. Yeah. Like deal with reality. Like Adam says that too, like deal with reality on reality's terms. And reality is the human condition. And when you have like millions and billions of people on the planet, things aren't the way that things aren't going to be the way that any one person thinks the way, things are going to be.
Right.
So stop, stop yelling at the world and like, just make your own world or make your own part of it. Or, I don't know, Tim Pool talks about like, just like building, like taking all the money he's making. Cause he's like, these guys are like raking in a lot of money without really any help from establishment or, they kind of use the technology like YouTube for free.
Right.
Like they pay nothing to YouTube and make millions of dollars. Like YouTube makes money too, but they make millions. They're using it. They're not beholden to anybody. And they're just like, he talks about like, just, I'll make my own coffee shops. I don't want to tell Starbucks what to do. Cause that's not freedom.
Yeah.
I just make my own coffee shops. And if I want to have 10,000 coffee shops, then yeah, I might have to take a different approach. But if I want to have 8, just that play, YouTube videos instead of CNN or Fox News, then, I guess I could do that.
Yep.
And be happier and stop fucking like yelling at the wall.
Yeah.
And I think that this kind of thought encapsulates a lot of folks that stop listening to ACS over the years. Like they don't really not like Adam anymore. They just kind of get tired. Like maybe they just they think for them personally, they're like, I'm going to transition to a different outlook.
Mhm.
All right, I'll stop talking.
We need the ranchero music, guys. Come on.
I don't.
Bust out
Yeah,
the
that was
ranchero.
incredible. That's why you got to listen to Adam Carolla.
Oh my God.
I love
I
ranchero
laughed
music.
so hard this week.
I love it. That was amazing.
So
And that was a
good.
good
And when
good
Dawson
job
like
to-
wasn't getting it, like when the ones
Yeah.
that he didn't get, like that,
Yeah.
those were even funnier. Like it's just so funny.
I didn't hear them all, but like I saw some criticism of Jessame, whatever,
Oh,
in the
so-
group.
I
But that
think
was
she
a
did fine.
when Adam was like, "Hey, you go on some long-witted jibe with your
It's so
personal
hard.
feelings." And she did
She
it,
went
and they played. That was professional.
effortlessly. Like she did not stop talking. Even as the ranchero music got louder and louder, she was still just had thoughts. I loved it. It's so funny.
What I'd suggest to a lot of like diehard ACS like Adam listeners is like that are not happy with the format is like, man, you can like, what if? Hear me out. What if you only listen 3 to 4 times a week?
Yeah.
Like what if
So
you
weird.
what if you scaled
If you
back?
don't like
a
it,
little
don't
bit?
listen
Like,
anymore. It's fine.
what if you scaled back and like, like I don't know.
It's
What if
what?
what
I
if
think
your
I
whole
wonder how
existence
many of them.
didn't sorry. Go ahead.
No, go.
Yeah, like what if the totality of Adam Carolla's 5, like whatever, what is it, like 12 hours a week, whatever, what if the totality of it didn't matter so much and you could just enjoy 3 episodes a week?
Mhm.
Pick the ones that you want. Or he's got other formats. Like he's not the same on Adam and Drew as he is on Reasonable Doubt or ACS. Like find a different format where he's at and go listen there.
Or, seek out former co-hosts,
Timcast.
news folks, news persons, sound effects persons, and follow their stuff and listen to them and
Exactly.
Or
monetize
just
their stuff and whatever.
give us your eyes and ears because we desperately need the numbers.
Yeah.
So,
Or seek out fans that have started their own podcast.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
yeah, I get what you were putting down.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
That's good stuff. Manny or Robbie, you took down the picture of Sophia behind you. You guys are really twins. Like I know I said it last week, but you had side by side like this. You guys are twins.
Aww.
All right, so let's move on to some real news.
All right.
Some rom-coms.
Murder in Moscow.
So I saw this story. I think I need to share a picture of this because this is some bizarre stuff here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Oh boy. Make
Bracing
sure all your
myself.
tabs are closed.
Huh?
So make sure all your tabs are closed.
Okay, let's see. Share screen. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This hairstyle. First of all, I
Wow.
didn't know this happened.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
So there's a 23-year-old woman who is trapped in the body of an 8-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So that's world. So she's 23, but she's extremely small.
Yeah.
But she's
Yeah.
not like what's the current? She doesn't suffer from dwarfism.
Yeah.
She's just like a miniature human.
Yeah.
But she doesn't live on an island. Why is she so
What?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what that meant, but it's funny. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. I like the direction you're going. Like maybe she should live on an island by herself. I don't know.
No, not that. I mean, like, what caused her to be so, fun size?
Well, that's the drugs her parents did in the 70s is a story for another podcast.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, the story is 23-year-old woman who is trapped in the body of an 8-year-old girl introduces her parents to a new love interest. After revealing their fears, she would attract pedophiles because of her childlike appearance. It's a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
Dan Swigert claims or slams critics for calling him a creep.
Who?
His name is Dan Swigert. Dan Swigert.
Yeah, that name
At the
sounds
bottom of
suspicious already.
Yeah. You know what? You really can't trust a guy that has a flesh-colored beard either. Like, it's like a lot of. Yeah, I'm not into that. Oh man, she's so small. That makes me so uncomfortable.
This is
So
a
I shared
psyop,
this.
y'all. This is a psyop.
I shared this
Yeah.
to our group, to our little chat group, and
No, I've seen the episode. I watched another TLC show. I don't know which one it is, but they advertise. Oh,
yeah, I
Sister
shouldn't be
Wives.
surprised. I shouldn't be surprised that there's a TLC show dedicated to my miniature life or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the first reply I got back was Manny saying, "I smell rom-coms." So they got my brain thinking, like, yeah, let's work on that.
All right. Yeah. I mean,
So
it's-
my idea for a rom-com is like, well, first of all, that it's got to be delightful music, always playing over top. But like, is that they're seen in
Obviously.
public? They're seen in public, and they're approached by a group of angry men.
Yeah.
because he got his arm around her. He's like, trying
So
to
wait,
buy her
are they-
jewelry, trying to buy her
Okay.
jewelry and whatnot.
Yeah.
Go to jewelry shops, being like, "You like this one, honey?" Like, you got guys on the phone like, "Red alert, red alert."
You know what? I think you would have to have like a character like Alf in your rom-com, or that teddy bear maybe. Like
Oh,
it's got to be
I
something to
think
kind of.
the music, like the music is almost the Alf in this, but yeah, I'm open to
Okay.
Alf. I'm open to Alf to anything. Like if
Yeah,
you told me there was
same.
an Alf that needed to be on this podcast, I'd be like,
let's make
Where?
it happen.
where do I get an Alf? Be Googling
A
that.
puppet.
Yeah, I'd get a, oh yeah. Yeah. All right.
We can have Manny edit the
Don't
voice
remind me
in.
about this part. Don't remind me about this later. But my idea is like, so yeah, they like walking around town, whatever, the boardwalk, the beach set, whatever, like happy. But then they're
Yeah.
surrounded by a group of angry men, right? And then
They'd
you got a
have to be.
comical setting where she's just like, "No, guys," and then she goes on and explains, like, goes in depth of her medical condition, right? And like,
Yeah.
they talk about how they met and how innocent it was, and like, they just talk about all the things they have in common, like games they play, whatnot.
Mhm.
And it's just like it's really heartwarming. They go to a commercial break, and when you come back from the commercial break, they're all just beating the shit out of the guy anyway.
Yeah.
Over a
I know
laugh
what
track.
games-
There's a
I know
laugh
what
track
games
play.
he likes to play. He likes to play peekaboo with her.
Yeah, they're all like, "Oh, okay," and they're like, "That sounds really believable." And then they just start pummeling him.
I feel like she has to get like full sleeve tattoos, like so that people will be like, "Oh, she's obviously over 18 because she has full sleeve tattoos."
Oh yeah, then they'll attack him for being a terrible dad
Yes.
and not
What kind of father enables the child to have this type
not
of
some kind of
fucking-
sicko. Yeah, which I'd
Wow,
argue is better. I mean, that's better. I'd rather. I mean, if
Can we
you
see
had to
some
have
more
one or the other.
pictures of her? Does she have like cleavage, or does she really just look like a little 12-year-old, 10-year-old?
Well,
This is a lot,
I'm going to speak
Christopher.
for me and Rob and Manny. Is like, I think the best thing to do is just to ignore that question from you.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I don't
I'm
want to
sorry.
over-examine.
I'm sorry. Yeah, she is 26.
I was about to
Right?
scroll down, and then you said
Oh,
that
shit.
the cleavage part, and I was like,
Yeah. Come on, this is Lasick.
this picture
I did
is
see
enough.
it move a little tiny bit.
Yeah, and then as soon as you said that, I was like, nah.
Yeah,
Because
but
what
you
if
have
we
to
do
watch us on
find
YouTube, people.
what if we do
'cause you-
find some?
Yeah.
And then what if Manny gets aroused?
Oh
I don't
boy.
want to be responsible for that.
Yeah.
And we have full
Well,
Manny.
no, I don't want you to be
Manny's
responsible.
already he's Donald ducking. He already told us that he's Donald ducking tonight, and he's like at a
I'll
far
look later.
distance.
All right, I'll look later.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, it's like every episode has hit them like getting in these weird situations where they have to explain it. And it looks like
Yeah.
all the angry men are like understanding and believe her,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
but then they're just like better safe than sorry. And they just kill him.
Imagine if they worked together in a school
Like,
and they're both teachers,
bum.
and he's a teacher and she's a teacher, but they think that she's a student.
That's episode 2.
What are you doing getting inside his car?
Every restaurant, she gets a kids menu,
Yeah.
and he gets a real one.
Episode
Oh.
2 is entitled "They're Both Teachers."
They're both-
Good,
They always
that's a
end up
good-
eventually get kicked out of all the restaurants they go to because he tries to get her booze. Because they have-
Episode
Yeah.
1 is they go ring shopping. Episode 2 is they're both teachers. Episode 3 is they go see like an R-rated explicit movie together, and he's got his. They go
Gotta get a
see.
booster seat.
They
Gotta
go
get a
see.
booster seat.
What's that gray? What was that? Shades
Yeah.
of Gray. What was it?
Yeah,
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, they go see 53 Shades of Grey together, and it's like there's an angry mob outside.
It just so happens to be an angry mob.
Well, there you go. There's season. That's the first. There's the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, in the bag. They're already in the bag. Wait, he looks. I'm gonna have to watch. I feel like we should watch this episode and then talk about this next week. I feel like we should take some time to watch this. This looks
Watch what?
the TLC show. I Am Shauna Ray.
Really? Is that this late? Is this lady has a show? Oh
Yes,
yeah,
on
I see. And
TLC.
there's the copyright TLC I'm showing. Yeah.
It's her episode that you're discussing, the episode
Oh,
where
thanks,
she shows her
TLC.
parents. Yeah.
Oh,
my god.
well, it's all right. Hold up. People film everything these days, so
You're right. You're not wrong. You are
Yeah,
not wrong.
like 10 years
You're not
ago, I
wrong.
assumed this is a reality show, but nowadays I'm like, man, people just film themselves all the time.
Oh, shit.
You're not wrong.
Even
Christopher.
miniature people do too. Like miniature people can hold. They can. I mean, for them,
Have a YouTube channel.
iPhones are heavy, but they can still carry them.
Yeah. Her arms look a little bit muscular at the top too. So like
It's all that
could be
lifting
from-
she does.
it could be from camera holding while she's recording her iPhone television show.
She probably is like a black belt in jujitsu, but it doesn't matter, lady.
No.
Like, stop.
You could steal her in 1 second. You
I'm
can
gonna
just put her right in your pocket.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck you. Over the fence.
Yeah. You're coming with me, lady. I can
Eventually,
steal her.
after
Yeah.
the 30th time you've climbed back over the fence, because you're probably pretty nimble, and you're light, but like eventually the 30th time I chuck you over the fence, you're not coming back over.
No, she's too tiny for that.
Well, it's sad. Well, I'm glad though. I'm glad that you've unearthed this information about the TLC show, because I was feeling sad for a moment, but now I'm like, all right, at least she's making money off this deal.
Yeah, no, she's not even as tall. Her top of her chest is level with the stove in that picture. Like that is not a tall woman.
No,
Poor thing.
not at all.
That's so sad. She's got to explain to everyone when she buys her smokes, like,
She looks happy.
She looks like a smoker to me.
She looks happy, like she looks really happy, like a child looking at her Halloween candy after taking off her Moana costume.
With a name like Shauna Ray, she probably does smoke.
Yeah, she totally smokes. She's a smoker.
Yeah.
You got a TLC show and you're not a smoker? Come on.
Yeah, she's angry that she's angry that she didn't get to 5'2", so she could be a stripper.
Yep. Well, she can't even get in the club. She's too young. She get carded every night. She wouldn't get allowed in.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get in.
Can't even
Even
ride the
18 and
rides.
over clubs. Yeah.
We'll never experience Disney's whatever
Splash
that
Mountain.
yes, space. What is
That
it?
one too. Space Mountain, Splash Mountain, both of them. She's not going on either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor
It's
thing.
not right. It's not right.
23.
What else is
Well,
going on in this world, this crazy world of ours?
I don't know. You could probably just quit sharing your screen though if you're not going to show me any more pictures of her cleavage.
So obsessed.
I'm gonna do this.
Oh no.
Hey.
Oh
Stop.
no! Look at how tiny she is, you guys.
Yeah, that's not right. Like,
Oh
I'm glad you got a vest on. Okay, yeah.
You can't allow this picture to be taken, bro. Like, come on.
You guys.
Come on.
Oh my goodness.
How do they meet?
No.
Is
Internet,
my
man.
question. I know, but
Her PTA meeting.
Because they're both teachers.
Yeah.
Chris Hansen.
like to
Yeah.
have you take
Chris
a seat right over
Hansen.
there.
Chris Hansen had some legal problems, some financial problems. So he started a dating app.
Yeah.
He
Like,
did,
when-
didn't
It's
he?
called Lemonade Stand.
He's used his skills of he's used his skills of
bait.
connecting people with big age gaps.
Yeah.
They only have a 3-year age gap though, those two. That's the horrible part. Like he's not a pedophile. She's 23 and he's 26.
This is a case where, when they're like, when people are joking about like, I'm 50, but I'll identify as a 17-year-old. Like,
Mhm.
Right.
I'll kind of allow that here. Like, no. Like, I know that like that's what the official government documentation says, that they're only 3 years apart, but no, they're not. No, they're not. I'm gonna go ahead and identify her as 13 and identify him as a sick bastard.
Arrested. Yeah. Wow.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts. Glad I didn't Yeah.
Well, gather them,
Share it with us.
smoke a lot, take
I'm
some
gonna watch
drugs
the
about.
episode. I'm gonna watch the episode and I'll let you guys know my thoughts on that. I need to see what she looks like. Like, does she talk normal or does she have like a little person's voice? Oh my
Hmm.
goodness, that poor girl.
I also am going to be checking out a fucked up TLC show, but it won't be that one. But I'm also going to wait till it's done, at least done airing, so I could just watch all episodes at once.
What are
get that-
they? What
make
show
use
is
of that 7-day trial. MILF Manor. I don't know if I told you guys about it
Mm.
in the chat.
Did you apply?
No, no, because here's why. So
you have to have a friend nominate you. Okay, done.
I nominate
Should have told
Robbie
us.
as tribute. No, so the rub of the show is that they invite all these, older moms out to this island and promise of hooking up with young dudes. The only thing is all the dudes that are being invited are all the sons of said women. So it's just going to be a cringy clusterfuck. And I was just like, I definitely got to watch whatever the fuck this is going to be.
Oh, I love that I have
from the standpoint of how do we get humans to just be their worst to each other? Like, this is genius. This is genius stuff. Like, whatever son of a bitch created this show,
Ted Turner.
could have been like a superstar for the Nazis. You know what I mean?
And he
Like,
was.
that's diabolical in creating human pain.
Wow.
That's all I got to say about that.
The people
All
over
right.
at TLC, they're just like, all right, we're pulling out all the stops.
That channel has some programming. Like, it's
Man.
really. I'm addicted to Sister Wives. I've been watching for like 15 years.
That show's been on for that long?
Yeah, 14. I've been watching for a long time.
What's wild about that show, I'm aware of it, I've never seen it, is that I got to imagine that like 95% of the viewers would never allow, maybe higher, would absolutely reject that lifestyle for themselves, for any family member. But they watch that show. Like,
I think it's fascinating to women. I really do. I think the whole concept, like, HBO had a show called Big Love, and it kind of got me like hooked on the idea of like, what was that about? Like, what is
it's got to be like
life about?
Like the as far as like hours of that show that are watched, I'm sure there's men that watch it, but it's 100% women driven watching. Like, no man watches it on his own. Well, there's probably some sick twist that's like wishes he could have 10 wives, like is looking at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
I always feel like that show makes you really clear that you don't want 10 wives. Like, if anything, that show is it's highlighted why that many wives is really a curse.
Yeah, I kind of
a blessing.
Like my drive-by thought about that show is like, that doesn't seem right, but damn, that guy's got some.
I hate him.
He's got
anybody who watches that show hates Cody. Like,
he must have a lot of energy and a lot of patience.
He's got some big women too.
Must not have a lot of. His hearing must be bad. He must have some kind of like hearing aid device that allows him to like mute.
He's the worst, Chris. When I tell you he's the worst, like, I scream at my television, and I'm not alone. Like, it's a thing. Like, he is the worst. He's the worst husband. He's the worst father. He's the worst human. He has the worst hair. He's the worst dancer. He's the worst Mormon. Like, he's all the worst. He's horrible.
I wonder who's in the pantheon of worst Romans besides him.
Jeff's. Yeah, the Jeff's guy.
The guy that invented it.
Yeah, the guy that invented it.
Donny Osmond.
No, he's the best Mormon.
All right. So what else is going on? I forget what we were talking.
Still a new daddy.
He is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was about to say the Alec Baldwin.
Oh yeah.
He's a
I
daddy.
don't know if anybody's heard, but yeah, he is.
A new dad.
I don't know if he's heard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He shot some lady.
That's the word on the
And now
street.
he's been charged with it. Yeah, that's wild. I wonder what'll happen.
I'm telling you,
Did
that
you see
movie's
the
never
meme?
even. What?
It's him dressed as Trump in jail, and they said at least this Trump went to jail or something like that. It's Alec Baldwin though dressed as
Oh,
Trump
Oh,
because he played
damn.
Trump on Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
oh
damn.
wow.
If I was Trump, I would sell all my buildings and I would buy SNL so I could do a skit of me playing Alec Baldwin in jail. I die poor, but damn, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump could
Oh.
say that. I guess he could say like, at least never shot anybody cold blank, like cold.
Yeah.
Point blank.
That's a lot. It's a lot.
But so crazy stuff around that like what they're saying and what the report, like I guess official reports are like they found live ammo scattered about. Like he was wearing like an ammo belt, whatever you call it. But there was at least one live round found in that. There were live rounds in the gun, obviously, and there were live rounds like some other place, like just laying around. Like
Sounds like that movie set was riddled with ammunition.
yeah, like
Right.
somebody died, some lady lost her life, and like to think it's such a Hollywood thing to think that if enough money is transacted, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody's whole. But it's like there's an idea
Are
that
they?
if we have enough money, if we put enough money into this situation, no one needs to go to jail. Like no one really needs to be punished for this woman dying.
Wasn't that
Mhm.
why they settled the civil suit? They thought that would be the final thing.
I
But
think that was like I better make sure the family's not against me. So I better pay them
gotcha.
off real fast.
Right. That makes sense.
And then, but there's no way to pay off a DA that's like kind of, decides whether to press charges. And, and the DAs are political too. So like DAs can press charges that they very well know will never, they have no chance of getting a conviction on. They'll do that.
Right.
Because it gets them short-term points.
Right.
It's
but they did get a conviction. So, right? Or no,
yeah, I
stand
think
trial.
he has a stand trial, but one of the assistant directors already pled guilty to, like negligent handling,
deal.
firing of a firearm. Yeah, took a deal and pled
Yeah.
guilty to a crime. So, but it's like a Hollywood thing that like they went into this mode where it's like if we throw enough money around, no one needs to go to jail. No one needs to be punished.
So Hollywood.
The only thing that needs to be punished is a bank account. Like these people are terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible,
So
terrible
sad.
people. And I'm sure it was I don't really think he meant to do anything to the lady, like,
Yeah.
like I don't believe that, but yeah, I'm kind of torn in this like space where it's like I'm glad that he's being charged with something. I don't want him to go to jail because I don't think it was an accident, but like I don't want them to get away with this thing where it's like, hey, if we had enough money, like
Right.
this lady, we'll just make some tribute. We'll just buy some tribute and everything's fine,
Right.
Yeah,
I think that's what like disgusts people the most about it. Like and it's hard to kind of communicate that.
is he the right person to charge though? Right? Because
I don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I
He's been
get that.
so like pivotal. Like if you think about him over the years though, like
Oh yeah,
he's created a lot of like distractions, I think is what people call them. Like when he called his daughter a pig, like
yeah.
all of the like he's had like some big distractions. Like even the crazy wife that said she was Hispanic, but she's really not, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah. Oh, a lot of stuff.
he's been like
I mean,
at the center of a lot
Ilaria,
of
Yes, her name is
or
Ilaria. Please show some respect
no,
to
her name
Ilaria.
is Hilaria.
Yeah. Isn't that weird though that like he again is at like the center of like some very big, remember when he beat up the dude in the street? Like
I think Hollywood probably started as like a like there's people that are just like creative and want to entertain people and get a lot of joy from that, but it became like a business of distractions from, I don't know, unlimited wars.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that they kind of have people that they set in motion to like distract the masses. And I feel like he's one of those
A
key
plant.
players
Yeah.
of distraction. Like if you think about his big distractions over the years, I mean, I'd have to go back and like find the dates. Like, was there some big political thing happening when he called his daughter a little piggy and then that went out of the news and then everyone's talking about him calling
I
her a
get
little
what you're
piggy?
saying. I get what you're saying because he's in the spotlight now, but there's so many as far as distractions go, there's so many Alec Baldwin. If it wasn't him, it'd be Shia LaBeouf
Brittany.
screaming it, or it'd be Brittany, it'd be Shia LaBeouf either screaming at someone or screaming at someone against the Pope or screaming in in support of his newfound Catholicism or something like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's like so many that I get what you're saying completely, but I think maybe if I was them, I'd be like, I got to find some distractions to pay off. And then at some point you're like, oh, I don't really need to pay anybody. They're just like, there's just a nonstop flow of idiotic distractions like Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out names. Like, I don't even read these articles, but I see
Madonna.
Madonna.
Jolie with the vial of blood back in the day, kissing her brother.
Madonna's like running a slave school or something in Africa.
Yeah. The president of Muwali said that he doesn't want her in the country stealing kids and using them for sex trade anymore or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they need to pay for it anymore because I think that like, and then the players, the useful idiots have realized like they don't need to get paid. They just monetize it on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just it's wild. But because I was saying before, it's like you really can't stop this. This is the human condition. There's some form of this going on 2,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like stop trying to.
But we could burn them at the stake back then.
Yeah. So Kwana's in favor of stonings, public stoning. Witch tests. Be careful. We'll bring that shit back. You're joking now. Like a couple of years, we'll be in a tank. Are you a witch?
I said very clearly a couple of years ago, if they need to come drag me out of here, that's what they're gonna have to do. I'm gonna pay for it. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh boy.
Well, it's before we move on, I had a realization. I don't know, just another dot connected when I was listening to ACS earlier in the while at work. He was going on his jag about how, when he was talking to the lady that had the home improvement, the vocational program or whatever.
The bold lady.
Yes,
Two different ladies. Those are two different ladies, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit, my bad.
Damn.
My bad. Well, the one that had the home improvement.
Yeah.
Vocational
The contractor.
program.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was going on his riff about how there isn't enough programs, awareness, etc., about vocational trade schools, etc., and how they're always emphasizing on the arts and how everyone needs to pick up an instrument, etc. And then at first I would brush it off because the drummer in me would be just like, man, fuck off with that. But then I was just like, no, wait, hold up, why is kind of let it marinate in my brain for a bit, and I was just like, wait, if they would stop promoting the arts, then whatever people that consume, the elite people that make money that off of selling and trading and promoting art, music, what have you, a lot of them would lose their fucking livelihood. So I was just like, oh, it would make sense why they're always pushing people to, kids would be like, yeah, go into the arts, go into music, go into acting, go into this, go into that. I was just like, oh, it just kind of it finally clicked after that little jag of his earlier.
Interesting.
So they're just trying to like produce more content creators. Is that what you're getting at?
If not artists, if not content creators, like artists, is like, hey man, like I want some fucking fancy ass painting to hang in my fucking living room to show off to my other rich friends, and then that way they'll keep that cycle going of
I
just
think I think it's a good thing. It's
Mhm.
just the motivation behind it. It's like if you
Right.
want kids to go to be exposed more to the arts
Mhm.
because you believe that it unlocks half of their brain and that like, it's like really beneficial and like
It is beneficial. I can
yeah,
speak from
yeah, like it really is. I mean, like if someone says no, like whatever.
Mhm.
But but if you kind of come at it from like like kind of a business, like just gotta, because there, at one time there was a point in our educational system where it was like we need to create more factory workers. So it wasn't like they weren't like coming at it from a point of view where like we need to enable these fine people, these fine humans to have very stable lives where they're
Mhm.
not hungry. It's like no, we need to build factories. We need people to work in them.
Until
Like,
those jobs got shipped overseas.
so
Damn
it's
it.
it's tough. It's a tough thing. It's a tough thing in our modern culture because we talk a lot about this in like schools and what they're being taught. Like there's a fine line between kind of pushing kids towards the arts, towards creativity, towards like questioning things and
Keeping the society running.
like kind of pushing them into it because of some agenda.
Mm.
Like if you're
There was an
pushing it,
article about talking about like how big major companies are going to be requiring less education from their new hires because people have figured out that they could go and take their education and go work someplace else. They can work from home, they can do a lot of different things where they don't have to be in a big corporation, so that they're going to have to start hiring people without the master's degrees and things of that nature.
Wow.
well,
Go to college, everybody. Go to college.
there's a couple of things to that too. It's like maybe that's just like very it just is what it is. It's reality on reality's terms. Or maybe it's like maybe there's like an overall thing of like just don't really want people to be that smart.
Well, I mean, I think they're
Like,
realizing that smart isn't necessarily based off of a college degree. Like people have different levels of smart. Like if a child starts coding at an early age, they can bring a lot to a company.
oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
There's two parts to that, I guess. That yeah, one is like they realize like that they don't really need people that spent 100K on their education,
exactly.
but there's also another part of that to like, well, that's great and all, but then we're gonna, fast forward 50 years and no one knows how a computer works. Like no one knows how to no one knows how the TV works, or
We
no
will
one
be
knows
the
how.
computer, so it'll be fine.
I don't know, but like no one knows how to like, because
So
everybody's
let's
like,
start.
because when the machine is like, hey, you don't need to be so smart. Like be careful because like you think of it as like, oh, that's nice. The machine is saying that you don't need to have spent this much. You don't need to have come from these means. You don't need to have like spent 4 years studying, like political science to like get this job. And some people might look at that as like, well, that's good. But if you look at it like the other way to look at it is like, oh, the machine is saying, don't even bother. Like, yeah, just
Yeah.
the machine
But
is saying,
the machine is pushing
saying,
out literal jackasses from the colleges. They're teaching, like they are programming these children to believe things that like they're victims at such a
the
young
machine is
age. Like it's
smart and the machine is just fine with everybody being at like a high school level education. Because for the machine's figured out like at this point, I don't need y'all thinking too much. Like
Yeah, it wants
me
to
to-
misdirect people.
for me to grow, and this is getting weird, but yeah, for me to grow, it's like we don't really need people to be that smart. And some folks are like, sweet, because for me now, short term, that means I can get a better paying job because the requirements are lower. But like big picture, you got to think the requirements are lower.
haven't they kind of lied to us about all of it though? Like I know it's a bigger conversation, but like things used to just be like there would be fruit trees and there would be like everything was more about the earth and things that you could do for yourself. Like we've more and more become more dependent on this machine. So yeah, I guess whatever they say that we're going to do is what we're going to do next. But it's just weird
I
that like
believe that the human condition is to feed the machine. Like
yeah.
the human condition is to create this machine that eventually, like, is just doesn't treat us right. That's it. I mean, it's like, like on like a human on human level, it's like women, who had abusive dads, like seek out abusive partners. Like, man, it's like,
Yeah.
that's a micro level and a macro level. Like, yeah, we build this machine that doesn't treat us well, but we're like, take our money machine, like take it.
Yeah, everybody's yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm good. Like you made me feel good today, so I'm not really going to worry about the other parts. And
Right.
Is this machine that's been created that doesn't treat us well, is this the ripple effect of, previous attempts at the machine trying to be, assembled and mistreated as well over and over and over, and we still haven't gotten it right?
I think it's just the human condition. It's like yin and the whole yin and yang logo or symbol or whatever. It's just like very, very true. It's just like good and bad chasing each other's tails all the time. Progress.
I like how the Native Americans talk about how we used to have trees and everything was natural, and then the Asian guys talking about yin and yang.
Yeah.
What about you, Manny? What are you going to talk about?
Look, man.
Pull the prison pipeline, buddy.
We're all just made. We were made by aliens. All right. Yeah, where the universe is just constantly experiencing itself at different points in time, because time is a flat
Why aren't we
circle.
talking about that too? There's been so many alien sightings the past couple months, like tons. No one's talking about it.
Because they don't want the fucking masses to freak the fuck out.
They're probably right.
I gotta buy some more toilet paper.
Before like I kind of get this, like on the macro, if like all of a sudden you put me in charge of everything, like it's like Elon Musk made a lot of promises when he was going to buy Twitter.
But
then once he bought Twitter, like, I mean, you could see it, like, he's like, this is pretty tough.
Yeah.
This is all those really when I went into this at 100 and now I'm at a 50.
Yeah.
Like this is a lot harder than I thought. Freedom is really like, like people say, freedom is really messy. Like it's really.
I'm proud of him though for sticking to it, and I'm sure it's been death
I
threats and things
think
like
so. I think he's a human, so I don't really, I think he's probably going to ultimately end the human race with his Neuralink AI.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to, right now, it's like I think it seems like he's trying.
That thing, like if you think about it though, and I'm not against all of this stuff, but if you think about like if you got a disease like Lou Gehrig's or MS, like a body disease that really like your brain is still fully going.
Yeah.
And having something like that implanted that where your body's back to brand new, like that would be just
that's it. That's I keep saying that's the human condition. Like we know that this is very dangerous, but when you show me a 12-year-old little girl dog or even a freaking puppy, literally, like you show me a puppy where you can flip a switch and the puppy can't walk and now the puppy can walk.
I'm in. Turn that switch.
I'm a human, so yeah, I'm loosening, like I know this is dangerous, but I'm willing to play with fire there.
Yeah.
And that is always going to be true about humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're never going to wise up. Stop trying to bang your head against it and just like carve out your own little world, like however small. Like what were we talking about? Like Adam and like the woodworking and like if he talks about that, like like doing things with your hand, woodworking, making things. Like if he had a passion for that, he'd have like he'd spend a few bucks and like have a workshop where like kids could come and do it. Right? People that have a passion about young children learning the like lessons of life through golf spend time and their money like mentoring kids and like trying to get kids playing golf at young age because they have a passion about it. Like
Maybe those guys just have a passion for little kids, though. You can't tell it
God damn
nowadays.
it. Whatever.
You can't tell nowadays. There's like no split.
Maybe. All right. Yeah, I got to be careful when I bring
My
the
kid's
kids
not
up.
going with that guy.
I
If
gotta
he's like,
bring up
oh, I'm gonna
when I bring
teach
up the
your
kids
kid.
with you. I got to be careful. But like, you know, like that's it. Like, you know, and there's some people that are like that. You know, let's say it like that. Their whole thing is like someone else. Like you all should be doing this.
Right.
Like I'm not really. You know, like I have a passion about what you all should be doing. But that passion doesn't go so deep to where I'm going to like, you know, like spend my time or money, like making sure that.
Is this the way that you're telling us that you're starting a woodworking school for the retarded?
No, I don't claim to care about anybody, you know, like
Oh,
other
okay.
than myself, my own family, and you know,
Okay,
people I care
sorry.
about. I don't really claim to like tell society what to do or like tell Hollywood what to make for me.
Yeah,
You know, like
that's
it's
good.
a weird thing.
That's good. They wouldn't listen anyways.
Yeah,
So you'd just be
yeah,
screaming at the
exactly. Why?
wall.
You know, it's like that's kind of that's insanity.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's truly.
so it's just different approaches though. Like, yeah, I don't know what I was getting at there. I'll stop
Well,
talking for a minute.
Robbie, you still got your heart out?
yeah, I've got my heart out. The baby is
Start out
calling
with
me.
soft taco.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the baby's calling me. The wife is falling asleep with the baby, and
Yeah, it's the weekend now, buddy.
yeah,
Get on it.
I know it's
Click,
my
click.
turn. It's my
Yep.
turn. I want to give a shout out to Ben from Confessions of a Clown podcast. He's actually watching the show right now.
What's up, Ben?
Hey,
Thanks for
Ben.
watching.
Hey, yeah, thanks for watching, Ben. He's you know, he's an interesting guy. I think he did some stuff for Legion of Skanks and some other stuff when they came down to the Phoenix area. So I'd love to kind of
Sick.
pick his brain one of these days. Yeah,
Bring him on
he
the
does-
show.
Yeah,
in the
we
future.
should.
I like the
hook
sound
into
of
that.
that. Confessions of a Clown. I like that.
Yeah. So
And what was the skank one? What's the other one?
it's there's these comedians.
Confessions of a Skank. I like that more.
That's another good one. This Legion of Skanks. It's a group of about, I don't know, 3 or 4 comedians. Dave Smith, a couple other guy. What's this? Oh shoot, guy that I don't want to get their names wrong.
Big
But,
J. Okerson.
Yeah, Big J. Okerson and the Latino guy, the Puerto Rican guy. Now I forget his
Alright.
name.
These skanks are all dudes, I take it.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know dudes could be skanks. I'm
Yeah, they're-
disappointed. I'm as
I'm
disappointed
back
as
with
Christopher's
Confessions
face.
of a Clown.
Yeah, that's probably better name for a podcast. Yeah, he's an interesting guy and does stand up and does comedy and does photography and stuff like that. So it'd be great to have him on and talk to him.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's set
Yeah.
that up.
All right, guys. Well, this is my heart out. I want to give a shout out to everybody out there, guys. You guys have a great weekend, and you know, check out the Instagram account, Endless Ranters.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, thanks for everything.
Love you,
guys.
Robbie.
Yeah, man. Love you, buddy. Take it
All right,
easy.
Later, Rob.
You too, guys. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
While we're on the subject of shout outs,
Uh-huh.
not shout out to Mindy.
Why you gotta go after Mindy, man?
I don't know what her
What's she do to
problem
you?
is. She's coming at me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, you can't play victim, Christopher. You're too big for that.
It's true.
And you're Texan.
It's true.
You're Texan. You can't be mad when people are like, "I'm not from Texas." You gotta wear that. What is it?
Yeah, I mean, I could
Lone Star. You gotta wear that Lone Star right in the center.
Yeah, man. I was like growing up in Baltimore. Would have never imagined to be a Texan.
I had to ask because you are from Baltimore, and I was a huge fan of The Wire. Did you have like a heavy mid-Atlantic?
Never seen it.
No, but did you have a heavy mid-Atlantic dialect, tone, accent, whatever you want to call it?
I don't know. Do I think when I listen to like Baltimore Ravens podcast sports, like I listen to local people from Baltimore, and I don't know. I don't know if I sound like them or not.
You do have
I
a little
don't.
something something to your voice.
Yeah, there's probably, yeah, I'm sure there's something. Plus, I had a Korean dad, Korean stepmom. They're like saying stuff weird all the time.
Yobozeo, this and that, all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Like always pronouncing things, like skipping words.
Yeah.
But now it's
Good.
like that's normal now. Like when people you text, you just skip words. Like that's
Yeah.
what Asians been doing that for like decades.
They were ahead of the
Yeah.
curve.
Yeah, man, skipping those useless words.
What
Round
up?
eye, barely catching up.
Now they're like lobbying for extra days off, like
Yeah.
flipping the whole thing upside down.
Oh yeah, how do you? Where's your stance on that?
The whole you're the rabbit. I don't
Yeah, so you're the rabbit.
it's weird. To each his own. I just figure like the Fifth Avenue has done the numbers, and there are enough Asians in the key demo, that 18 to 35 range, that you get days off now. You get holidays and shit, because like now you can shop on those holidays. They're like, oh, can you imagine all the new appliances that Asians are going to buy on the Lunar New Year every year? Like, because there's going to be like Lunar New Year sales at wherever Lowe's, like anywhere.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Calculators, hibiscuses.
Give them their
Rice
days.
cookers.
I was going to say rice cookers.
I said it for you.
You beat me to that racism. Yeah, like
Walks.
those cats
Electric walks.
with the cats with the professional motion arm.
Oh. Dude,
Money
whoever
trees.
came up with that cat, I'm sure they made a
I'm gonna do this the
penny.
rest. Can
I
you?
have
I'm gonna
one
do
in
this
the
the rest of the
corner,
show.
Christopher.
Do
There's
this
one
rest of
over
the
there.
show.
Oh, you just gave me a great merch
you
idea
see
for
this?
Christopher. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody can see that.
Only the people watching on YouTube, for all our audio listeners.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Chris doing? By the way, I also got to give a
I
quick
mean, if I can get one, if there's a Lunar New Year and I get a half price on those perpetual motion kitty cats, I'm down.
Do they have
Why
an
wouldn't you be?
actual name, or are they just referred to as perpetual motion kitty?
That's what I call it.
Okay. Gotcha.
We could ask Alexa.
My kids, my son brought one back from New York City. That's why it popped in my head, because the things like keep showing up everywhere around the house. I'm not even. It might be in this room.
It's always watching you.
The kids get a kick out of it. They think it's magic, even though you come up to it often and it's not moving at all. Like,
Yeah.
it kind of tells you something there.
It's gonna start.
Mine's a
terrorizing
ceramic. It's like a ceramic. It's like I'm supposed to put a plant in it, but it's like perfectly. I don't know.
Oh, ours is cheap plastic.
Okay. Mine's ceramic. It's like a planter, I think. It's a gift.
None
Yeah,
here
it's
under my roof.
it's just crazy to think about. Yeah. It's like Asian lobbyist groups that are like, y'all need to give us an extra day off.
Yeah, we've done enough.
But it's about time, because my dad owned businesses, and he worked 6 days a week for a long time, because the places where he owned the businesses, that was part of the whole like leasing agreement. It was like, you have to be open all the time.
Oh, dude.
So it's kind of like a backdoor way. Yeah, it's kind of like a backdoor way to,
Get some actual time off.
get a day off from your out of your lease.
Yeah. Hey man, I mean, if the loophole's there, fuck it. Exploit that bitch.
To each his own.
Yeah.
I just hope that they go to the gun store that day.
Uh-huh.
And then and like get good deals on guns and ladders to their roofs, to the roofs of their
And they walk around and they go, America.
their businesses.
With a fist instead of a
Yeah.
perpetual motion, just like a fist.
Yeah, think of all the ammo and guns and ladders to their rooftops they can buy on those holidays, for the next riot.
And well, you know what? The stores like Lowe's and Home Depot should really cater to that, like ladders and things that they would need for rioting.
I mean, you remember, it's been many, many years, but I remember back, it was a news story probably 20 years ago, maybe longer, when companies like BMW and Volvo would run 4th of July sales. Like
oh yeah,
foreign companies would run like 0% financing, 4th of July weekend, Uncle Sam, like fireworks going off for your new BMW.
Give us
It's
your
the
money.
biggest, those are the biggest car events. So I used to sell new car and used car, like mailers, you know? So
Mhm.
those things, it's just dealers are like, they make so much money on those. Those sales are like where they make the most of their money. Yeah.
The last thing I'm thinking about on 4th of July weekend is buying a car.
Isn't it
Right?
wild? But they're there in the middle. They come so early. It's weird. It's
Like I'm
weird.
gonna like these people must not drink. Is that it?
No, they are drinking, but just on the job.
No, it's just people are conditioned to think that they're going to get it's like a sale, like there's an
Yeah.
actual
Oh, so they're like
deal that day.
they're conditioned to think that I'm gonna put off my weekend drinking
Exactly.
because I'm gonna
And I'm
save
going to
so
get there
much
at 7 in
money.
the morning and I'm going
Yeah.
to save so much money and I'm going to buy a car in the morning. They want to come early and get their cars. in
This
the
should be
morning.
illegal.
Should be. Should be. Yeah.
I don't like it
Yep.
when people get tricked out of having a good time.
Yeah. For a no deal. Trust me, you're not getting a deal. There's no deals in the car industry.
I once walked out of a car dealership and I really like I was playing hardball in my mind. And they were treating me like I was crazy for what I wanted. And I thought they were going to call me back the next day, but they didn't. So I was like, oh, I must have been crazy.
Joke's
They
on
don't do
you.
that
Because they were
yeah.
like the manager actually came out. Like, you know how they usually go back? No, he came out and was like, like, this is crazy. I was like, all right, oh, you guys you're gonna up the game.
Yeah. I'm bringing in the closer.
No. But I think I won that battle.
Yeah.
Because they were
Sounds
like, he's
like
going
it.
to call back tomorrow because he wants this car. And I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, you're going to
Yeah.
call me because you want me to buy this car.
Yeah. Nope.
Look who went
No.
out.
Yeah. With things like the
But they were like I thought they were acting because they
Mhm.
were like, you know, like doing like they were like exasperated with me. I thought they
you know
were
what they
acting.
call that
I
when
was
they
like,
do call you back?
I was like, man, these guys are good. Like these guys are really good. Then like a couple days later, I was like, man, I think maybe I was wrong.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
They call it Jap walking because I know it's very racist, like the Jap flap. It's an old term. I didn't make it up. I'm just telling you what it's called because Asians typically are very hard to sell cars to and they want the deal and they're very convinced that if they do that,
Oh,
they're
like
gonna
if
get
you
the call
chase
back.
after them or whatever,
Mhm.
like okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like a thing. It's a cultural thing in the car business.
maybe, yeah.
It is. No, it really
That's
is.
fine. I don't care.
Yeah, they get a good deal.
Yeah.
Asians are strong people and they
Some
know
things
what
are
they
in your
want. They know
genetics.
what they're going to pay for and they're not going to do what they're not going to do. So,
What's weird is when you think about me and my half Asianness going into the Chinese buffet run by Asians, and I'm like, you're going to lose money
yeah.
on me. And they're like,
on-
oh, yeah, we'll just buy cheaper food. Like, oh, yeah, we're just going to put out 3-day-old meat.
Well,
And I'm like,
you're
oh,
going to have an
yeah.
upset tummy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that still costs you something. I'll just eat 3 times as much.
Oh God.
Yeah. I don't know what they call
It's like
that.
Asian on Asian hate crime, but there's like so much internal hate too. Like there's just like yeah, it's just a spiral.
Internalized racism, as they would call
Oh,
it.
that's
Do you
right,
go to
man.
a lot of Asian buffet, Christopher?
No, because the last one I went to almost died.
Yeah. Food poisoning is real.
You think I'm kidding, but I was
No,
like,
I do not.
I was
No.
like, a
What
minute away.
happened? What'd
I was
you
like
eat?
30 seconds away from going to the emergency room.
God damn.
What didn't
How
I
much
eat?
did you eat?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yep. And
Yeah, I was like,
buffet food.
I'll be honest, I was in my early 40s at this point, so I should have known better.
Yeah.
For the audio only listeners, Chris is a slender man, so the fact that the thought of him gorging himself is very foreign to me.
Tackling a
Oh, yeah.
buffet.
Yeah, well, I can mentally control my metabolism.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
My wife once called me a modern marvel.
That's why she married you, bro.
I think it was something to do with like my caloric intake
Uh-huh.
and my figure. But yeah, man, I almost died. I thought I was had ruptured or something. I had sharp pains. I was like sweating real bad. My heart was racing.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't feel extremities.
Yeah. Yep, that's food poisoning, all
But
right.
I had to drive home, so I was like, I'm not going to tell her.
Oh, it was immediately
I'm gonna keep-
after. Oh no.
My left arm was like really hurting. I was like, let's just drive my right arm. I'm not kidding. I've never been back since because I was like, I can't trust myself. You got to know yourself, people.
You
You
know
got to
what? It's good
understand.
to
You
know
got to
your
understand your
limitations.
life. You got to understand your attitude towards a buffet.
Yeah.
I think it's that. I mean, I may be onto something here. Like, yeah, you really do need to like. One's existence can be defined by their relationship with a buffet.
I'll slap that on a t-shirt.
I have like I agree with you because I always say a buffet is lost on me. Like I do like to eat, but it's like all that food together, it's all on one plate. It's just like it's
Yeah,
a
it's just
lot.
weird.
It's yeah. So it's just like I'm a waste of money. That's a waste of money for me because I'm gonna get the one thing that I like. I'm gonna get some crab legs or you know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna get one thing. Not gonna
Yeah.
That's what they want
pile
you
up
to
on the
think.
plate. With like pie. Like people put pie on top of their
Oh, that's why they're getting rich for people like you.
yeah, that's why I don't go.
That's
So
why
I
these.
do have a stance.
That's why these folks have the deluxe rice cookers and kimchi refrigerators because of people like you.
Yeah, you're right.
Me, I turn into like a financial competition. Like
Right.
well,
You're gonna try and get your money.
they're going to get $17.95 out of me. Oh yeah. All right.
Plus
well,
you have all those kids, so you gotta factor that in too,
oh
right?
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like to be fair, I mean, I have some integrity, so I feel
Okay.
like bringing your kids into it and making them lie to get ahead to win the battle is cheating.
Okay.
You know? So I just feel
So you
like
only do it with the twins,
it's
not
it's
with your
me
son.
and my stomach against them.
Okay.
Versus the world.
Mhm.
Do you monitor what your kids are eating though and make sure they do get at least their dollar amount calorically or
Well,
Oh no.
yeah. It's one of those battles you can't
not
fight. His wife is not gonna let
nah.
him.
That's a tough one because that's a lot of like, man. Yeah, those are
it's
battles you can't win with children.
yeah. And why would you even want to like fight that with your wife? It just doesn't seem smart.
My son's good with food. My two girls, one is extremely picky, and one is just is like eats like an adult.
Hmm.
Not gonna fight it.
Yeah, you can't. There is no fight. For that exact reason that you have twins and one eats one and one doesn't, like you're the same parents. It's just some kids eat stuff and other kids don't. It's just
Yeah,
one day they will.
I'm so glad I had twins because you do learn a lot from that. Like two humans born at the same time from the same people, like,
So different.
and they're just so different. Yeah, just
Yeah. That's fun.
their personalities are just so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
For non-twins too. It's true.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm just kidding.
Human.
All right, should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do that. Before we do wrap, I just want to give a quick shout out to our foreign listeners from across the sea, out in Russia, Greece. I think some Singapore listeners. Yeah, I don't know who these people are, but thank you.
Those are all people just using like
Love it.
NordVPN and all those like VPN, like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
people
let's
trying to
fuck with
hide
them,
where they are.
make them think that we're listening from some other country. Yeah,
Those
you're
are people
right.
just
Still love
trying to,
it.
yeah, those are just like people trying to like get early access to their favorite TV shows by telling Netflix they're in, Scandinavia.
Yeah. And a quick other shout
But we
out to like
appreciate it.
the other 3, 4, 5 extra subscribers we recently picked up on YouTube. Thank you. We noticed that as well.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
We
YouTube.
had a lot of listeners last week too. So
Hell yeah, that was a good time.
yeah.
That's
But
good.
keep telling everyone about our show. Run our numbers up, and thanks for watching, tuning in all the time. Please
Yes.
come back for more.
Yes, sir. And in the meantime, get it on.
Got to get it on.
Get it on, everybody.
Robbie's getting it on right now.
Gotta get it on.
Let's be
Gotta
honest.
get it on.
He had a hard on, not a hard out.
That baby's asleep.
They're making another one.
Don't you think it's too soon? Isn't that like you can't do it right away?
Yeah, you got to give your lady some time to rest.
Typical woman speak.
Oh, God.
I
Savage,
yeah,
Chris.
Always think about the
Yeah.
ladies.
yeah. Yep.
Always think about it from your perspective
Oh, I have no other choice.
and health trauma, whatever.
Yeah. I also was not my baby daddy and I were not on the same page, so I put it off as long as I could. I even lied. I said I went to my first appointment and told them that the doctor said I still couldn't do it. She didn't say that.
Can I just say that whenever you start a sentence or a text message with "I also was," I get myself mentally prepared for something.
Wild ass story.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that poor guy.
Like I was also once traded for whale blubber. Like I just remember what's going to happen. Like I was also once in a gun
I've had
battle.
a long life. I'm sorry.
I was also once in a gun battle in downtown Sacramento
Never that.
with some Crips.
Never that.
I
did take care of a man that got shot in the side and didn't want to go to the hospital, and I had to like weld that back together.
Yeah, it's like I also once stopped on the side of a cliff and used the winch on my giant 4x4 to rescue a family of 4 who
I
had.
do have a giant 4x4.
Yeah,
I
I
could
know.
probably do that.
You got a winch on that, I probably. You got a winch on that or in it.
I'm a winch. I'm the winch in it. Yeah. I want to wrap it pink.
Is wench and winch? Are those 2 separate words?
It's probably spelled
Yeah.
the same. We're
No,
American.
the automobile one is spelled with an I, and the other one for referring to a lady is with an E.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I'm a
Wait.
winch.
Um,
What's winch
does
mean? That
wench is
sound?
is a antiquated word for or slur? I don't know, for woman.
Is it bitch or slut? If it's bitch, I'm fine with it.
Probably more bitchy than slutty.
In fairness, a winch does a lot of work.
Yeah.
So if you were to say like a winch, a winch also does. Yeah, it's like
Oh yeah, like hey winch. Yeah,
hardworking. Like hardworking is good.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. I've heard winch before. Now that you say it like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've also been or whatever. Yeah, we all get prepared just to let you know.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I like to be shocked. I like to learn new things.
You guys can stop. I promise I won't like kill myself, even though Ira probably wants me to. Oh, poor Jaden. Don't you feel bad for him?
Man, just trying to do some good in this world.
I don't feel bad for anybody, but I feel confused for him because he's got to be like, "What the fuck, man?"
Right. Like, I'm just trying to install pools over here, man. Let me live.
This is very confusing. Like,
Did you read
it's got to
those
kind of be
messages?
ego. To me, it's like a little.
Oh, we're
ego.
still live. We should turn that off.
I don't care. It's a little ego boosting that, like, man, I wish someone in my family would like care so much about me.
I gotta bounce though. I gotta wake up early for work tomorrow, so I'll catch y'all
All right,
later.
bro. Take it easy.
All
Sleep
right,
tight.
love you, Manny.
Yeah, it's like part of it's like, man, I don't think anybody in my own family dwells on me as much as Ira dwells on Jaden.
Nobody is thinking about me that much at all in the world.
Yeah, it's like
Did he double back?
Kind of jealous of him. Kind of jealous of Jaden getting this kind of attention.
When I had to ask the other ASOL admins like if I could do the 28-day thing because that just feels wrong. Like you can't just tell somebody to do that to themselves, right?
People, celebrities get canceled for that shit.
it's so weird. Like, you can't just say that. It's just like poor Jaden. He's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I agree with you, buddy. Like, he like, it wasn't even Jaden's post. It was someone